Good morning. Today we're going to have a strategic look at the upcoming Epsom handicap, and there are a couple of other races to look at too. I'm using the racingaustralia.horse website where you get all the information. The interesting thing is the Epsom handicap field has dropped to 14. There was something like 50 entries. Anyway, you've got the handicap ratings there, which um, doesn't mean too much because it's very historical, but what we're first going to have a look at is the history of the race. So when you look at this, yeah, it's coming up, don't you worry. Okay, we're looking at last year's Seal Wolf 1 and carried 54 kilos, ran 134.46. The previous year was Radina and 134.26 with 50 kilos and 23. The winner was 56 and to 56.5. And the time was 1:38.12. Obviously, that would have been on a heavy track. Then looking back to 22, a Private Eye ran 1:33.70. Probabeel ran 1:32.86. Hog Colding was 1:34.8, 1:32.7, 1:33.7. So you can see what sort of time the horse has to run in order to get an idea of what we have to look for in the selection. So let's go back now to the runners themselves, and we can look at Sea Wolf and see what it's been doing lately. Here are the runs. Okie doke. So it was 3rd of 8 to Lindemann. Lindemann ran 1:34.27. It was beaten just under 2 lengths. You can say straight away that Sea Wolf should be able to meet that criteria. Okie doke. So we go to the next horse. This one is Pericles. Let's have one run after a let up. If you have a look at one first over 1400, 122.38, which interprets to about a 135 plus. So thereabouts. But the fact is it's virtually first up after second up. But it should be fit enough. So going back to here in Rose Hill, this is an 1800 race where it ran 148.04, and once again that leads it down to about 134.8 depending on weight changes. Okay, we look at the next horse. This is giving us an idea of just what's out there. Yellow Brick was well beaten last start, beaten 3 lengths in 122.43, which is all right, but it's not a stunning time. If we go back here, our 2nd of 18 in the Stradbroke in a 121.17. Now, if we interpret that, that's going to come in as under 135. So 134 something. So definitely we've got to consider it, and we'll go on to the next horse now. So we've got at least a couple of horses. Now we come to the one which is an odds-on favourite. I can't believe that Autumn Glow is an odds-on favourite in the Epsom. Back here at 1st of 9, ran a very good race for the 1300 in 1:15.8, but not outstanding. Then 122.94, so 123 in September last year, resumed, ran 19.2. A little bit about average time at Gosford, but in listed race company, they can go a lot faster than that. Same here on the 23rd of August, it ran a 1:4.72, the last 600 of 34.47, and it won well, but there actually it's a very, very slow time. And on the 1300, it was a soft 5 for 1:16.12. You see what it did here in the Group 3 back here. That was a good 4. This was a soft 5. So you could assume it could have run a little bit faster, so more likely what it ran back in August 24. Now, there's nothing in there to suggest it can run anywhere near a 1:34 time in the 1600 unless something extraordinary happens. So we're getting down to them now, and they're listed in order virtually of handicap ratings. Okie doke. So we have got Pier, the New Zealand horse. It was second behind Autumn Glow. third behind Autumn Glow, so the same deal applies. At Eagle Farm though, it ran a record. That was on a good 4 track. That was in June 25, and certainly that time would qualify it. So you would assume it would improve from its first up run on the 13th of September. And if it ran anywhere near 133.82 in this race, had 59 then, I'm sure it's not going to have anywhere near that in this particular race. So Pierre has to go in as a very good chance. Okay, and if you go back here, second at Trenton 177, that was in 1200 metres. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, it can do it. Our next horse is will he do it? Won't he do it? I don't believe he won't. I don't believe he'll be able to do that. So there's the time there, ran a 135.4. Not good enough for this, unfortunately. NCAT is 4th of 10 behind Waterford. Well, beaten 2.5 lengths. Waterford, if it was in this race, would be a real chance, having run the equivalent of about 134.5. And the next race, next one, El Castello. There's nothing there to suggest it can do anything. Most of its times are fairly slow. Best we had was a Randwick benchmark at 135.48, nowhere near good enough. Depth of character, we're getting down amongst the bottom now. 122.43, beaten 1.3 lengths, 1.7 lengths rather, and that would bring it down to the mid 135s, I would think. At Eagle Farm, it won the Queensland Guineas in 134.93. If it had improvement, that would indicate that it possibly could do something. So it's had 2 runs from a spell, will be cherry ripe, and it won't have a lot of weight. So on the balance of that, and depending on the barrier draw and how the run in the race goes, that is a chance. We're looking at Swift Falcon. Disappointing in the Newcastle race. I thought it should have won that race myself. Started 3.10 favourite in the tramways, beaten 3 lengths. We've got to go back a while to see its last win. And really, the times here, 2nd of 8 over here, 135.2, that was on a soft 5, is getting round to the time required. On a good track, that might have brought it in just under 134, under 135. So with a lot less weight, a possibility, but I consider it remote unless it improves really well on its last run. Fully lit. It was also in that race to Cameron at Newcastle, beaten 1.8 lengths. That comes up at just under 135, probably about a 135.2, but was carrying 58.5. We'll have a lot less here. And it is some sort of runner. It's had 12 starts for 3 wins and $1.5 million prize money. Okay, probably we're getting to the bottom now. Verona Rose was second in the Tilby, 123.55, very slow, and no indication that it could run a whole lot faster, even with the very light rate. Magnetere, 5th in the Cameron, first at Eagle Farm in a 122.77, not fast enough for this. So leave that one alone. We must be getting to the end. Lord Penman, 7th in 135.9, no chance. No chance. Has never done anything exceptionally good. So I would not worry. So that's it. You've had a good look. You've got a fair idea what's going on. I'll update that when I put it through our own database to rate it according to the times and the handicaps and the weights and the barrier, and see how we go. I hope to have that up for our private members probably by this evening. Thanks for watching.